Hello, good evening, everybody. Hello, Peter. Welcome,
Hi.
Ignatius. Welcome.
Hi.
I just want to make sure that my volume is switched off. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good evening, everybody. Those of you who are streaming in on YouTube and also on our Facebook page. Tonight we do have a very special guest, Mr. Ignatius Ho. He is the co-founder of. He's a co-founder of Red Ideas Bhd, second company to be listed on the lead market, right? And tonight we're gonna have a chat and talk about, as an investor, what do we have to look forward, and how they're doing, probably in a COVID or post-COVID, pre-COVID, right, situation. And I believe Ignatius has a short presentation for us as well, for those of you who are curious. But before we get started, let me just very quickly share a disclaimer. So we're going to be talking about a stock today. We actually have the co-founder here as well. They are listed on the lead market. So this is a disclaimer that whatever we will be covering tonight is purely educational purposes. Is not a recommendation for you guys to buy and hold or do anything else. And for those of you who have yet to sign up for free access on Equities Tracker, where you get all access to all listed companies in Malaysia, all their fundamental information, all their financial numbers, you can get it free. All you need to do is send us a WhatsApp on this number 603-8408-2070. So you can also download all the slides from our previous Copy Time sessions. You can also download any slides or PDFs that have been shared, all from that number. So all you have to do is send us a WhatsApp on that number. Click 1 for OK to access the freebies, and you can download all the PDFs directly from your WhatsApp, right? So for those of you who think that you have some friends who might be interested, do tag them in the comments below, or if you have any questions, please please shoot all your questions there. All right. So Peter, you wanna just quick introduction of Ignatius?
Yeah.
I'll pass it to you. Yeah.
Yeah. Hi. Good evening. I think Red Ideas, honestly, is a company that I personally like a lot, for a very simple reason. If you look at it in Malaysia's space, right? Not many app companies or companies that actually develop apps are able to generate a recurring revenue model. In fact, most of them don't even. I'm not sure if they are able to generate any revenue. But Red Idea is interesting because they're actually getting real revenue and on a monthly basis for a very basic service which they provide. And in addition to that, there's a lot of hidden opportunities at the back which they can actually deliver to it. Rather than I spoil the fun, I think I'll let Ignatius to actually explain what actually Red Idea is about. Ignatius, are you good?
Hang on.
Ignatius, yeah. Okay.
Oops.
Yep. I'll pass it over to you.
I'll share your screen.
Fantastic. Sorry, apologies, guys. This is my first time on Facebook Live, so I'm hearing echoes of about 10 seconds delay. So I'm trying to figure out who's talking and who's not. So I have to look at a couple of monitors. If my eyes are not looking at you guys, I apologize in advance. So thank you guys for the quick and very nice introduction. JaGaSolution, Jaga App is basically the main product of, or the first product of Red Ideas Holdings Bhd. And I think I'll basically attempt to go through. I'll just turn off the mic so I'm not distracted. I'm going to go through basically our products and then move on to the company. So how do I do this? Okay, so basically Red Ideas Holdings Bhd was started in 2015 by myself and David, as well as a few other directors. David and myself, the two guys sitting on the beanbags over there on the picture, are basically the working directors of Red Ideas Holdings Bhd. I think some of you may have actually gone onto the App Store or Play Store and tried to have a look at our app or see what is Jaga App if you don't already know what it is. I've heard comments that, hey, is this the same app? Because it states there it's owned by a company called Intellectual Property Register Private Limited. I assure you it's the same thing. IPR, or Intellectual Property Register Private Limited, is a fully owned subsidiary of Red Ideas Holdings Bhd. Okay, so we are more famous, or shall I say more known, for our core product, or first product, Jaga App. Jaga App basically links the three groups of people in any one neighborhood. I mean, currently, although our portfolio is around 98%, 98.5% residential in nature, we do have some industrial or commercial properties that have adopted the use of Jaga App. Yeah, we have yet to tap into the commercial space. Yeah, so 99% of our portfolio currently, in terms of number of neighborhoods, are basically residential in nature. We currently have just over 400 neighborhoods, and all the way from Sungai Petani all the way down to Johor Bahru. And as of about 4 or 5 months ago, we have started, just before the COVID actually, we have actually started beta testing Indonesia, a couple of sites in Semarang as well as in Jakarta. Yeah, so Jaga App, what is it used for? Jaga Apps, when we first started the business, it was primarily used to replace traditional cable intercom systems. Okay, so traditional cable intercom systems are basically anything that is a system, an intercom system that is cabled from the guardhouse all the way to a riser, all the way up to your unit, and it's hanging on your wall in your living room or in your master bedroom. Yeah, this is an important but very much kind of unloved feature of any private gated guarded neighborhood, which we all want to stay in, simply because the intercoms all very often fail. Okay, we have condominiums, or even landed gated guarded areas that are 1-2 years old, all the way to couple of months old, and it's never worked before, from developer, from the get-go. Yeah, all the way to condos that are 6, 7, 8, 10, 20 years old, that the system fails over time. Now these systems are very expensive to maintain, not to mention disruptive, simply because there will be, or maybe, instances where you need to hack and replace wires and cables. Yeah, so we were seen as a replacement for traditional intercom systems. Yeah, connecting the guardhouse to the resident. Yeah, as we moved on, we kind of expanded our features to include visitor management system, a cloud-based visitor management system, and that enabled us to, because we are cloud-based, it enabled us to do visitor pre-registration. I think commonly known as a QR code for the layman. Yeah. Do you have a QR code? Can I come to can you give me the QR code so that I can check in at your guardhouse easily? Yeah. As well as these two functions that are, thank goodness, very much loved, we actually have another function that we were quite proud of, or very proud of, which is emergency assist. Emergency assist was one of the first functions that we wanted to create, simply because we wanted to create a safer environment for whether it's a office worker or whether it's a person staying in their own house. Yeah, it is a simple function where you press onto the app, button on the app, and basically all your family members, the guardhouse, as well as any other personnel the management deems fit, will receive an emergency notice to say, come to your house quickly and help you out. Yeah. So besides these three functions, we have other functions, because we are an app-based platform, such as notice boards, feedback, facility booking, community forms, as well as in-app payments for things like maintenance fees and sinking fund. Okay. So we took about half a year basically to grow and stabilize all our features, mature our Jaga app, to a state where currently we are the market leader in Malaysia. We have over 400 sites, and we are the de facto platform to use. Yeah.
Ignatius.
Using these systems, or using this all these functions, makes it a commonplace in any one neighborhood. And as 𝘠𝘮𝑖ng was mentioning, Peter was mentioning earlier, one of the things that he likes is our Hey Jaga function within Jaga App. Now, if you think of it this way, every resident would download Jaga App for the purposes of visitor management, for the purposes of intercom calls, for the purpose of emergency button, and all those features I mentioned earlier. Yeah. So the other second prong that we went into was basically we wanted to aggregate all service providers, people like plumbers, electricians, pet walking or dog walking for this instance, yeah, pet groomers, gas delivery, home cooking gas delivery, and any other service, aircon repairman, any other service provider that is necessary in daily life, yeah, onto a platform so that they can easily be viewed and be used by our residents. Currently, we have just around 200 over 1,000 homes on our platform, and we can see that basically the concierge service or Hey Jaga's platform is actually growing leaps and bounds, especially during this COVID period. Yeah. Talking about aircon, my aircon doesn't seem to want to work as well. Okay, so Hey Jaga, either that or I'm very nervous. Now, so Hey Jaga, Jaga App was basically the first platform that we created, or the first product that we created, but it's in no way means that we have stopped there. I'm going to go on to the next slide, which basically showcases where we are now today. Yeah. So we started off with Jaga App. It's in red. If you look at the icons, it connects the guard house, the resident, and the management office. Okay. We knew from the very beginning what we wanted to do and where we were going, and what we wanted to do was to create an all-in-one solution, a fully integrated and expandable, everything you need as a property manager or a committee member or a resident for that matter, to moderate as well as to administer and manage your property. Again, I say this can be a residential community or a commercial community. So happened that our base currently is mainly in the residential space. So about 6 months ago, what we did was we started to look for an accounting software. Okay, and if you look at the way we are expanding, we are going vertically upwards, upstream into the management office, as well as downstream into the user's phone. So Hey Jaga was supposed to go downstream into the user's phone, as well as aggregate service providers. And accounting, Jaga Account, is actually going further upstream to provide an integrated solution. So Jaga Account, of course, you'll have full accounting features, all the way from generating of invoices to bill payments, collection of payments, all the way to audit, every single thing. It is fully GST compliant, custom compliant in Malaysia, and it's fully cloud-based. Okay. So we identified accounting as a very important element. If you think of it from a resident point of view, all of you, I'm sure, stay in a house. We are not, we don't live in our cars. You stay in a house, and some of you or many of you may stay in stratified properties, for example, condominiums. Yeah. The idea with this is you can check your statement in your phone. You can pay your bills on the phone. You can book your facilities, pay the deposits. Everything can be done without the need of going into or to the management office. Yeah, this is especially important now during the advent of COVID-19, whereby people try to stay home a little bit more and not expose themselves too much. Yeah. So we went into Jaga Account, integrating a full accounting software for our customers' use. Yeah, it is fully integrated to Jaga App. The next thing that we went on to do basically after Jaga Account was we wanted to look at where was the main cost associated with any neighborhood or any building for that matter. And we found that basically the guards are actually the single largest cost every month associated with building management. Okay. Yes, you may have ad hoc projects, let's say residential in nature, yeah, such as upgrading of swimming pools, or changing the ELV systems, or fire or bomba systems. But on a recurring basis, the guards are the most expensive single line item in the P&L. Okay, so tackling, as you know, building management is not necessarily a profit organization. It is about managing a building, especially in a condo environment. You're not supposed to make money, okay? And even if you have surplus, it's supposed to be plowed back into capex, like upgrading the swimming pools or the tennis courts or whatever have you not, for the use of the residents. Okay, so if you can save money, or if you can extract the most efficiency out of the largest cost, that would be fantastic for our customers. And so we went into guard tracking, which is Jaga Ronda. It has complete GPS guard tracking, dynamic routing. It enables the guards to be monitored, and for the management as well as the committees to extract the maximum value from the guards, which is their single largest cost item. Yeah. Going on next, basically what we went on to do was basically Jaga Card. Although the name carries Jaga Card, it's not just SS card system. Everything and anything IoT, it goes into this division or this product called Jaga Card. For a start, it is of course the integration with SS card systems. We do have customers that request for the phone to be an SS card, for example. It allows better collection where the management office is concerned. If you live in a condo, very often you will hear, oh, we are having collection issues, defaulting is high. And what are the tools available for the management or the committee to do is basically to bar the SS card. Yeah, we do not subscribe to that particularly harsh treatment of barring the SS card. We have an app that the resident downloads, and every time, let's say for example, a defaulting unit uses their SS card, the resident uses their SS card, we are able to push a notice directly on our app, Jaga App, saying, you know what, you have 5 more days to use your SS card, you owe 500 ringgit, there's a pay now button, the resident can very easily put in their credit card information and settle their dues. Yeah. So Jaga Card's idea was to control, help further control access within any one neighborhood. Again, I say it can be, we have customers using Jaga Card that are, for example, office buildings, all the way to residential buildings as well. Yeah. Finally, what we have been very busy over the last MCO period is actually Jaga Works. Okay. Jaga Works is a workflow management solution that we are building. Okay, it allows, in principle, it allows assignment of tasks, auto escalation when the task is not complete. Yeah, keeping records, proper records, a library function, templates, as well as internal teams, enabling the management office to collaborate with the resident and all the committees. Yeah. Property vendors management. Yeah. So in a simple thinking, yeah, a property management should be run like an organization. Unfortunately, over 400 sites that we have currently, we see that there is many systems, or it is a very unserved market, and it is crying out for a systematic approach to property management. And this is why we are building Jaga Works. So if you don't mind, I'll just go straight back to the first slide, and I'll show you basically where our story thus far. Okay, so we started off with Jaga App, connecting the residents, the guards, and the management office. We went on to accounting, which has to do primarily with the management office and the resident, the payer. We went to add-on functions to track guards, the SS card management, and now we are going straight into workflow management during for the management office. Okay, we come across many stories. I mean, and I'm sure some of the audience here today are committee members. I'm definitely quite sure that some of you live in a condominium or even not condos, landed houses. Yeah, the structure is the same. Building management may change every 3 to 4 years. The company, the manager may change. Committees definitely change every year. Yeah, and there is no proper transition between 1 year and another. Committee members are like board of directors. They are unable to tell you, because they go for meetings once a month, they are unable to tell you what really happens in a neighborhood. They rely predominantly on the building management team. Yeah. So by building an integrated solution like this, and this is in no means the end of what we are trying to do, we are able to put everything on one platform, migrate the ownership of that data as the committee changes every year, and all the building management that changes. Yeah. So we are now at the stage where we are pretty much as complete. We are waiting for JagaWorks to be completed. We are developing that, and that is scheduled to be completed in August. We actually have quite a lot of ready customers that are waiting to beta test as well as use the functions within JagaWorks, simply because they want to manage their condo or their building better. Yeah. So we are at that stage where we have currently 5 products, or shall I say 4.5. The 5th one is coming up, JagaWorks, and we are as complete as we've ever been in our history. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go on to the next slide, basically to showcase a little bit about how we add value and and the second leg of monetization where our company is concerned. So let me just go back here. For all these verticals, for all these products, Jaga App, Jaga Account, Jaga Ronda, JagaWorks, and Jaga Card, we charge a monthly subscription fee to the JMB, MC, RA, or building owner. Yeah, if it's an office building, to use our services, or shall I say, to use the platform every month. So this is where Peter was saying, the more sites we get, the more our revenue will grow. Unlike traditional, shall I say, app companies, where they spend a lot of money to recruit users with the hope of capitalizing on that database in the future. For us, if we recruit one site, we earn subscription fees, more subscription fees, and that is recurring every month. So basically, our revenue is an exponent. It is compounding revenue model. Every site that we sign up, our revenue compounds every month. Yeah. So unlike traditional internet, or shall I say, app companies, our model is, I suppose, maybe a little bit more sustainable. Naturally, we still need the scale, simply because our fees for each one of these products are very low. Yeah. So to encourage market proliferation of the market. Yeah. So that is the first vertical. It is basically our monthly subscription fee model. The next vertical that basically is to add value, we can then make more money, which is through 𝐏𝐻𝑗aga. 𝐏𝐻𝑗aga is actually a concierge service as well as an in-app aggregator of service providers. We are concentrating on services. It does not mean that we do not have products, or we are not focused later on products, but predominantly currently we are focused on services. Things like, for example, car detailing, pet sitting, baking, and baking, by the way, also includes baking lessons. Yeah. So basically, our users on our app can actually look for teachers, get classes on baking. It's particularly useful during MCO, yeah, where people want to stay home more and get a few more skills at home. Yeah, pest control, appliances repair like fridges, washing machines, even up to phone repair. We have vendors or suppliers or service providers that can come all the way to your house. Naturally, they'll need to know what's wrong with your phone and what model it is, and they will be able to repair your phone on the spot, in your house. Locksmiths, airport transfers, everything. Yeah. Actually, during this MCO, I mean, if you like to look at it on the silver lining or positively, the MCO has actually spurred a very significant growth in our 𝐏𝑗aga the traction of our 𝐏𝑗aga. Yeah. We find that many more people currently are using 𝐏𝑗aga, and naturally they are very so far so good. They are happy with our services. Yeah. Besides putting features or service providers in our app, we also monetize in a second manner, which is our ADV program, parcel lockers. We do form partnerships with, for example, 𝑒 and 𝘂𝐸 to place cars within neighborhoods. So maybe I can just say a little bit about 𝑒 and 𝘂𝐸. Previously, they were placing cars within shopping malls, office buildings, etc. When we started working with them, I think we provided a very good fit to them because we were able to place cars directly into neighborhoods. And if you think of it, everyone stays in a house and you have to get to the shopping center first before you use the 𝘂𝐸 or 𝑒, right? So, you know, it would be better and more convenient for everyone if the car was in the neighborhood. Yeah.
Ignatius,
so that is these are other avenues whereby we get to monetize as well as make a little bit more money. Yeah. Summarizing the roughly the two ways that we make money. Firstly is a subscription model, okay, for the products of for Jaga App, Jaga Account, Jaga Ronda, Jaga Works, as in the future coming up, as well as Jaga Card. That's a monthly subscription model, as well as we do provide services, aggregate service providers, and we do take a commission from that. Yeah. So our history, basically, we started in 2015. Our app was listed on App Store and Play Store in December. In December, and we happened to be the second company listed on the Bursa Lead Board. That was on the 8th of November 2017. Yeah. Currently, we have 400 over neighborhoods. I think the number is around 412 or something like that. Every day, the number changes simply because we roll out nearly every other day. And we are in Jakarta as well as Semarang currently. Okay. We work with industry, all experts in the industry. We work with more than 20 developers for their new projects. They are a fantastic group of customers to have, because they add credibility to our platform. And we also work with property management companies, which are actually our single largest customer. Any one of these property management companies here have 15, 20, 50, 100 staff. Yeah. Okay. So, sorry, not staff, but sites. Yeah. Besides that, we also work with guard companies to understand more about SOPs and the flows. Make sure our system is as advanced and cutting edge as possible. Yeah. So I'm just gonna end the presentation. Basically, that's my last slide. Sorry, Peter, is that, or maybe let me do this before we end. I'm just going to end up with this last slide here, which is basically I'm telling you all my phone number and my email. By all means, any marketing. I'm sorry, but any marketing is good marketing for us. So if you like to, find out a little bit more, let us know.
Iggy, can you have to turn on your microphone, or else you can't hear us. Iggy.
Yep.
You have to turn on your speaker, or you can't hear us.
Any marketing. I'm sorry, but any marketing. What happened?
I think you have to.
You're gonna switch off the streaming.
Iggy, can you have to turn on your microphone, or else you can't hear us.
Yeah.
I think you have to turn off your Facebook microphone. Yeah.
Turn off my Facebook microphone.
Your streaming, your streaming microphone.
Nope. That's mute. No. If you're streaming, this session, then mute the streaming session. Yeah.
How do I do that?
Or you maybe you shut off the streaming first. If you're streaming,
Maybe Iggy, maybe you can turn off your Facebook.
Where is that?
Are you streaming your Facebook, or are you streaming?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, but can you hear us now?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yep. Clear. There's an echo at the back.
There's an echo, yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Good.
Okay, so the presentation, could you all hear, or it was all complete?
Yeah, it was good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. This is my first time, yeah, guys.
That's all right. That's all right.
I just want to maybe give a summary of what Iggy has presented. Okay, when Iggy mentioned about neighborhood, right? What actually means by neighborhood is to them, one community or one condominium or one apartment is actually they call it a neighborhood. So the neighborhood doesn't mean your whole neighborhood. Right? It's the community of the condo. They define neighborhood. What if I give a summary of what they do is, imagine in the olden days, right? If you have a visitor, if you're staying in the high-rise building, the guard will have to intercom you to your house. You have to pick up a phone. Are you expecting this person or whatnot, right? So Jaga actually changed everything to the app. So no longer you need that physical phone to answer. You can be anywhere. You can be out shopping. You can be at the swimming pool. As long as you have a phone, if there's a visitor that comes, they will actually notify you through your app that you have a visitor. So that's how the whole thing started. I give my personal experience when I got to know Iggy when they are actually going for the lead market. So immediately, I went to my JMB, my joint, my building management guy. So I told my president, I say, look, I got this product. Are you keen to actually have a look? And actually, within 1 week, my GMB actually made the decision to actually subscribe for it. Okay, what was so good was, this is a personal experience. What happened was, after we implemented this system, right, there was a few times where I was at work, suddenly I received a notification, your visitor is here. So I was like, I am not expecting any visitor. So immediately I called the guardhouse. Then I said, hey, I'm not expecting a visitor. I said, no, your wiring man is here. I said, no, I'm not expecting any wiring man. So can you please go and check what happened? So what actually happened was, it was actually for another address. But you know, guard being guards, right? So they don't care, they just randomly put the address. But I think they don't realize when they put in my address, it will actually notify me. So it actually happened 2 times when they tried to not to do their job properly. And I got highlighted where I got visitors who are not supposed to come to my house, but they put my house as an excuse that they're coming to my house. So after that, it totally solved all the problem, because they realized that the residents will be notified. I'm not sure if you allow me to mention the fee.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine.
You'd be surprised, right? I mean, you think, how much will this cost? Okay. Imagine the whole community, the whole condo, right? They are only charging 600 ringgit a month for the whole service. This is where it really attracts me in that sense. You can see, work out the numbers. There are 400 over communities. You multiply by 600. That is their and what Iggy mentioned is on the uptrend. As long as they get more and more, it's on the uptrend. I think this is a very brilliant pricing. If you think about it, there will be competitors who wants to come in. But if you're already offering at 600 ringgit a month, imagine if you want to undercut them, you can offer at 400 ringgit a month. So even offer 400 ringgit a month, you think about a joint management committee perspective, right? Would they try to save 200 a month and go through all the trouble, ask all the residents, can you please change your app, delete your old app, can you please change to this new app, just to save that 200 a month? So basically, this is a summary of what I like about Jaga app in that sense.
I think the idea, you guys can hear me, right?
Yep.
Good.
Yeah. So the idea when we did this kind of pricing was to make sure that it is affordable enough for every single neighborhood. I mean, we don't serve just the $1 million house neighborhoods. We also serve all the way down to the middle income and the lower middle income. Yeah. As well as the lower income homes. We believe that whatever we do and whatever improvements that we are trying to make to community living in this instance should be available to all, you know, not just the ones that can afford it.
I think the question from Daniel, there's a question of Daniel too. If I to just summarize it, right? I think if I to summarize this question is, do you hire the security guards? Are they considered your personnel?
No, we actually work very closely with many security guards throughout Malaysia, companies, but we do not hire the security guards. They are not our employees. Neither are the property management team. So the building manager, the assistant building manager, the charge man, and all those people that you know, in your management office, they are not our personnel. Effectively, you can think of us as a system for property management. We provide that system. It's going to be a bad analogy, but I'm going to say this anyway. It's like you know, your condo will need a Microsoft Office license to work on PowerPoint, to work on Excel, to work on Word. Similarly, if you like the system and you find that, you know, the things that we are doing and the offerings that we are giving are good, you know, our system is one of those systems that you will have to also have in your neighborhood.
I see. There's a question from PK Oi. If I have to summarize it, right, you're still making a loss based on your account. Any reason for that? Yep.
Naturally, charging 600, you know, as Peter said, yeah. The good thing is there's very little barriers to entry for any neighborhood whatsoever. The bad thing is for us, I suppose, is that, you know, the recuperation of the revenue or the growth of the revenue starts basically from zero, our first customer, you know, all the way to now our 400 over customer. Yeah. For example, the idea behind this is then we have to grow our number of neighborhoods, reach the economies of scale, and then it basically is profitable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's a very good question from 𝘐𝐸𝐿𝐵. How would you capitalize the user base on the subscribers in future?
Well, you don't have to basically go to the future. We are actually capitalizing on our user base through Hey Jaga, number one. Think of it this way: we are paid to recruit users. So the condo management, we offer a service. We offer a platform to the condo management that helps them manage their condos or their buildings more effectively and better. Yeah, that in turn, of course, saves them cost. For these services, for this software, they pay us a monthly subscription fee, as well as they will then make sure that all their residents or all their people in that building downloads our app. We then use this avenue because we have an app phrase. We add in Hey Jaga, whereby we aggregate service providers to serve that base. And we make, and as I said earlier, this is the second leg of our monetization. We get naturally some form of commissions from these vendors.
Okay, there's a question from Gerald Cole. If I could rephrase it to a certain extent, you see a lot of property developers now, they also have their own system in their own condo, right? So how do you view this?
Well, the beauty of Jaga App is in our progress going forward. Okay, maybe I spend a few minutes, if you don't mind, Peter, on this topic. We started in 2015. We built a platform. Okay, this year we are actually rewriting that whole the whole platform. Yeah, to add in new functions, to add in new features that allows our users to also share. Maybe not the right word, to allow Jaga App to be used more freely, since we now have that economies of scale. Let me give you one example here. Currently, Jaga App is a closed private platform. Okay, so unless your condo management has decided on using our system, you as a resident can download by all means Jaga App, but you have no ability to go into the app and use the app. So that's what we mean by a private community app. Yeah, any one of you viewers currently can download the app, but unless your neighborhood uses Jaga App collectively, you will not have the login credentials to go in. Yeah. In our rewrite or in the next iteration coming out in August, we will open up Jaga App to be a public app. Okay. So anyone can download, but you'll have then to assign your property or link your property with the public app space. Yeah. Think of it as, anyone can download a 𝐒𝐞𝐮𝐫 app or Maybank app. You can see the latest credit card promotions. You can see maybe their fixed deposit rates and all sorts of other manners of banking. But you only have the login credentials to go in and check the account if you have a Maybank or the 𝐒𝐞𝐮𝐵 account. Yeah, the same concept we are going to apply. Yeah, this we believe we allows us or Jaga App to grow exponentially in terms of user base as well. Yeah, and if it goes back to the question earlier, we expect a lot of leveraging on our platform, and one of those clear leverage is our Jaga ID function that will be launched in August, together with the new app. Yeah, Jaga ID allows any user of Jaga App, whether it's a private user or a public user, to have their own identity or ID. Yeah, and basically reducing times at gut houses, allowing you to invite friends, similar kind of concept to, the e-wallets. Yeah.
If I catch, sorry, Alvin.
Yeah, actually, I've got some from YouTube. We're actually streaming on multiple platforms. So do bear with us. We've got questions coming from multiple angles. I'm looking at the YouTube ones. Actually, there's two questions. One is from Alfred. He's saying that does Jaga App work for gated and guarded communities, which means that those that are not condominiums, I believe.
Landed properties.
It works for any community. I mean, currently maybe I'll give you a little bit of breakdown. I mean, as I said earlier, about 99% of our communities or customers are residential in nature. Out of that 99%, around 45% are RAs, or basically landed homes. Yeah, resident associations. RA stand for resident associations. Right. And this is, if you think of it, this is for example, those terrace, semi-D bungalow houses where the road outside the house belongs to the government. Yeah, and then the remaining 55% of our customers are stratified or landed houses with DMC, or deed of mutual covenants. So basically, you can split them into two. One is mandatory payment of fees, sinking funds, security fees, and optional, out of your own goodwill kind of RA basis situations.
So I guess the follow-up question is, probably without going into detail, where can they actually find out what kind of features they get access to for the 600 ringgit? They just go online, go to your website?
Well, basically, it's a buffet. All right. I'll use this analogy. Jaga App, all the features, it's a buffet. It's 600 ringgit a month per access point. Okay. So maybe I'll qualify a little bit what Peter said. It is 600 ringgit a month for most condos or neighborhoods, simply because there's only one checkpoint. Yeah. There's only one guard house, for example. Yeah. But of course, as developers are building many unique buildings out there, there could be a case whereby there's a shopping center at the bottom and two towers on the top, for example, and where they have a lobby A and a lobby B. In that instance, the 600 is multiplied by 2. Yeah. So it's 600 ringgit per control point. We don't really count how many homes there are. It could be 100, it could be 600, it could be 1,000 homes. And some of our properties, actually, our customers, there are actually 2,000 over homes now, simply because developers are building at a much bigger scale, and it's a buffet. So as many features as you want to use, it's all within that 600 ringgit for Jaga App. For Jaga Count and for Jaga Ronda, for Jaga Card, again, it's another 600, 600, 600.
Okay, got it. Thanks, Ignatius.
The interesting question from Facebook, from Kong Xiong Lee. It said, why wouldn't the management office offer the services and earn money from that? Like, why don't they offer the residents, like, for instance, maintenance services, laundry services, and they make the money rather than go through you?
Well, of course, some condos or some neighborhoods. So let's make it simple and say condos lah. Huh? Of course, some condos do offer that service. Not all of them. It all depends on the management as well as the committees and their thinking behind, whether they want the liability, whether they don't want the liability. Many condos. I mean, I have been a committee member for more than 10 years lah. In different kinds of properties. And I can tell you that most of my experience, none of the committee members or the management office want the liability of suggesting a contractor or a service provider. What they most normally do is they'll give you a list. These are all the fellas that we know of. Please, by all means, go and choose a willing buyer, willing seller. The good thing about working with a platform like ours is, of course, our vendors rely or they look to us for additional leads for their business. Yeah, I'm a service provider. Let's say I'm an aircon repairman. I sign up with Jaga App with the idea that I will get more business. Yeah, and of course, with that leverage, we are able to make sure that if there is an instance whereby there is a dispute or whatever it is, we can then use that leverage and to help to resolve the issue. We, of course, we do not take on the liability as well. But of course, as an aircon repairman in my example, right, I would not want to risk making, shall I say, well, lack of a better word, annoying or making doing a bad job, because my whole leads generation comes from Jaga App. Yeah?
Okay.
So there is that protection there.
Actually, I've got probably one question on each side. So I've got one from Kevin on YouTube and also from Lai Cheng Kwan. So I guess they come in hand because Kevin's asking, where do you project your break-even rate to look like how many access points maybe? And Cheng Kwan here is asking, what kind of growth rate are we looking at maybe in the last 2 years,
Okay, so maybe we'll start from the history. What type of growth rate that we've been having? We are growing actually very steadily. Throughout the years, we started, of course, from zero. We closed the first year below 40 neighborhoods, 50 neighborhoods. Then we went on to close the next year, 2000 and hold on, now I'm being put on the spotlight. 2000 and I'm trying to remember the year. 2017, when we were listed, we closed at 128 neighborhoods. Yes. The year after listing, we closed at 260, 280 neighborhoods, around that number. Of course, I'm at home. I'm not in the office, guys, so I apologize if I don't have the numbers all with me right now. And of course, last year we closed at 330 over neighborhoods. Currently, we are over 400, and we hope to close the year 500 plus neighborhoods this year. Naturally, the CMCO and MCO has taken a little bit of an impact, but if that doesn't last too long, then of course we'll be able to catch up on the second half of this year. Yeah.
I think to add on to that, I think you are listed in November 2017, correct?
Yep.
So as of November 2017, you have 128 communities, right? Yep. By end of 2018, we have already increased to 200 plus. Yep. And as of 2019 or now, you actually hit 400 plus neighborhoods. So that's actually where your growth rate is. And the Klang Valley have roughly how many neighborhoods in total?
Well, the statistics are not very well. There are some statistics basically posted that says there is more than 17,000 registered residential associations within Malaysia. Okay, for example, the COB, and it's not integrated statistics, unfortunately, in Malaysia, but for example, the COB of Ampang has 700 over buildings under their management, or neighborhoods or communities under their management. Yeah.
So if we're talking about you guys are growing very steadily. And is there a level of break even? And how would you calculate? Because I understand you guys make from the auxiliary services and also the basic $600, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So So okay, the break-even point was a moving goalpost for us. Okay, and I'll say was a moving goalpost for us because naturally we started off with 6 people in the team. Yeah, we currently have just over 40 people in the team, coming up to 40 people in the team. Yeah, and it was a necessity to grow the manpower. Yeah. Simply because if we wanted to play a bigger game and we wanted to grow the number of neighborhoods, we needed the manpower. This is in no means necessary to say that our revenue is dependent on the number of people that we have. Okay, it does not mean that, but there is a certain level of needs of a company, especially when we were trying to institutionalize the business. We started literally with myself and David carrying a demo device. You go that way, I go this way, and we literally knocked doors. For the first 1 year, we were door-to-door salesmen, and that took us only that far. Currently, I'm happy to say that because we have hit some kind of economies of scale or some kind of scale, we are getting referrals as well as we are getting people interested to know more. When we first started the business, we like to think we're the first ones to start this industry. We had to educate everyone on why you needed an app. With COVID-19, the plus point of COVID-19 is we don't have to educate people why you need an app anymore. And in fact, the people writing in to find out more about us, it's growing over this time, especially. So if COVID-19, for example, or CMCO is resolved and there's no more CMCO and all that, we hope that we will be able to catch up, and we think that we will be able to catch up simply because the amount of leads that have come in from emails and from people that want to know more has definitely grown. Bear in mind, our company or our business the product is tech in nature. Okay, the product is techy in nature. But thus far, the business is actually relatively a traditional business. We have to go and see the property manager, we have to go and see the committee, and we have to get a meeting with them, and then they have to decide on it. The good thing about this, although it was slow in the last few years because education and all that, COVID-19 now has spurred that growth. So we hope to see a very much faster ramp up past this virus issues, once this is over.
I want to actually talk back about your growth rate, right, from your neighborhood. So technically, you look at now, you have two revenue streams. One is from your conventional, your 600 ringgit per check point, right? Yep. And the other is actually your services. Maybe can you share with us what is the growth rate of the services stream of the business?
So the services side of the business, I mean, it definitely has grown significantly since the COVID time. I'll give you an example. I mean, unfortunately, I'm not sure whether I'm able to give you numbers because we are going to be, I think we are in a closed period currently. I have to check. But for example, I'll give you this example. Plumbing services over 2-week period can generate basically a revenue, a charge, the total bill, a gross to the plumber of more than 10,000 ringgit. So I assume that basically because everyone is staying home, there's a lot of issues with plumbing everywhere. So, our plumber basically built 10,000 ringgit in 2 weeks, for example.
That's for one community or just at that one plumber that you say?
Just that one plumber.
Okay.
So all I can say is there are a lot of plumbing issues in Malaysia.
Can I sign up to be your plumber also?
I think you're overqualified.
10,000 in 2 weeks is a pretty.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I can't give you the numbers now because we're kind of in our closed period. We are supposed to be submitting. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think if I want to nail you on one number, right? Earlier you mentioned you have close to what was the 1,000 of communities houses you have in your platform?
We are over 200,000 homes.
200,000. So is it right to say if I take an average, each household has 3 persons, one father, mother, and 1 children? So is it safe to say now you actually have more than 600,000 of app users or users that are actually having your app in their phone?
Not necessarily. No, it is actually a little significantly lower, simply because of our property developers clients. When we upload, or when we start the process of rollout, we actually batch upload all the units. So especially with customers like developers, which there are quite a few of them that we work with, every project we batch upload, so the number will be skewed thereabouts lah. Currently, I believe we have about daily active users. I think we have about 60,000 or something like that. Yeah, around that number. Daily active unique users.
Okay.
So I think that number I can give you lah.
Daily active users are 60,000.
Unique active users.
Okay. So you mentioned about working with developers. Can you share a bit more on that? So are you already working with developers on what kind of arrangement?
So basically, our work with developers is very simple. They range from a developer calling us up, or some representative of the developer calling us up and say, hey, you know what? We have a new project that is going to VP next week. I mean, we have had that case before. We want your Jaga app inside there. We want to migrate, because the developers' accounts will have to be migrated over from the developer side to the JMB or the MC's accounts. They have to hand over everything to the owners. So we want your Jaga account. We want your Jaga app. Can you please roll out? We are VP vacant possession. We're doing vacant possession next week. All the way to developers that call us up and say, hey, you know what? I have a project. It is somewhere near here. We are going to start the groundwork tomorrow, next month. We are in the planning stage. Can I integrate your whole solution, but 3 years time, when the building is ready? And so we work with the developers on many different levels. Some of the developers, they even call us up and tell us, hey, you know what? We already have an existing old development. The intercom has failed. I'm just going to I'm going to sponsor the monthly subscription, give it to my buyers out of goodwill, and let them use it, that kind of thing. So many applications and many ways we can work with developers.
So that means if a developer engages you at the early stage, right? That means technically for developer, they actually can save the cost of installing the intercom system. Is that right?
Yes. Basically, for a developer, it's almost no-brainer. Simply because they get a full working cloud-based VMS, they get they get a working intercom system, and it's basically cost them 600 ringgit a month, compared to installing cables, pulling wires, buying handsets, and all that, which costs hundreds of thousands, depending on the size of the neighborhood. Or the development project.
Okay.
Peter, can I just make a quick announcement? Peter?
Yep. Good.
Just a quick announcement. All right. Okay. Those of you who are still with us, thank you very much. As we please stay on, as we're gonna answer some questions or more of your questions. Give me a second. I don't know why it's not working. Okay.
Sorry, Elvin. Sorry, just a quick interject here. I think just earlier I mentioned 60,000 daily active users. I got it wrong because I'm checking my statistics now. It is 80,000 unique monthly users.
Oh,
I don't 80, have 80,000 unique monthly users. 80 lah. Yeah.
Got it. Thank you.
We are unable to. I mean, I can't see from here my daily active users as of now. It's monthly lah. I misread it. Sorry.
That's right. Thanks. Just a very quick announcement for those guys who've just joined us. As you know, we've been running Investor Copy Time since March the 19th. Every single night we have been here, save for I think 4 nights in total. I think we're episode 60. I've lost count. But yeah, if you guys, for everything about investing, this is the place to be. Equities Tracker. So if you want to be notified, for those of you who are new, who have just joined us, don't forget to like on Facebook and click follow as well. What happens is that every time we go live or there's something new or a new session that we're going to have, it actually pops up on your phone. That's on Facebook. We're also streaming live to you also on YouTube as well. So don't forget to click that subscribe button. Even if you cannot catch our live shows, our podcasts are actually all available on this channel as well. For those of you who actually want to learn a little bit about investing, in the early beginning of April, what we did at Equities Tracker was actually to provide free e-learning courses. And all these were actually meant for charity. So all you have to do is head to charity.equitiestracker.com. What we're trying to do is actually bring awareness to those who are daily wage earners. Of course, a lot of charities have suffered. I think a lot of people also have lost their jobs. Yesterday we were talking about it. We hope that we don't forget those who are more needy than us, or that need this more than us. So what we've done is, with 100 ringgit donation, what we're giving you is free access to our e-learning portal. All you need to do is donate 100 ringgit, and you get to bring 3 friends along as well for your e-learning, right? So if you want to upskill yourself during this MCO or CMCO and you have nothing to do after 8 o'clock, this is a great time to gear yourself up, upskill yourself. So far, we've managed to raise 154,000. Very big thank you for all of you generous donors. You actually get the. Please don't send us any money. All we ask you to do is just donate to any charity of your choice. All you have to do is send us the receipt. Okay, don't send us any money. And if you head on to charity.equitiestracker.com, you can actually upload that receipt there and get more details, right? So there's tons of learning information available on ET Online Campus. We have reached over 2,000 members in about 6 weeks that we've run this. Yeah, so 100 ringgit gets you and 3 other friends on board for e-learning as well, right? So I hope you guys can support us. Of course, for any, like I mentioned, for any slides or any slide pack from our invited speakers, you can actually download all of them at 603-840-82070. You can save this. It's our WhatsApp chat bot. So if you just click hi and you'll reply, and then you can download any files that you can directly on WhatsApp. So the number is 840-82070. And if you still don't have a free account for Equity Tracker, you can set up a free account right here directly on WhatsApp as well. All right. Okay, Peter, over to you.
Yep. There's a few questions. It's on Jared Coates asking, right? Do you have any hardware like scanners, door systems, etc., that is needed for your service?
Currently, the platform requires 1 unit of hardware at the guard house. We call it the guard device, lack of a better name. We call it the guard device needs to be placed at the guard house. This is used exclusively by the guards. Naturally, the residents will use their own mobile phones, and the management office will use a web-based dashboard simply because it is easier to do number crunching, to tabulate, to decipher what is happening on a system using a dashboard rather than a mobile phone. Yeah. So the only hardware that we have basically for the Jaga app, for example, is actually just the guard device. For Jaga card, there may be some hardware needed, but that would very much depend site on site and what you existingly have, how old it is, whether it needs to be upgraded, etc., etc., etc. Yeah.
Okay, and then there's 2 questions from same person, KP Chin. First is asking, is there any potential for system failure in Jaga apps, and how fast can it be rectified? And second is, since it's on cloud, any other cost like cloud storage in addition to the monthly charge?
Sorry, Peter, I didn't hear the first question. The second question I got, but the first question I didn't get.
The first one is there potential system failure in Jaga apps, and how fast can it be rectified?
Okay, so I'll address the second question first. There is no additional charge, save for GST, taxes and the difference, yeah, and the lot. 600 ringgit is basically our charge. It does not include taxes, and it does not include mandatory, basically the government taxes, lah. Yeah. So Other than that, there is no charge for data storage or anything like that. Server costs and all that. It's all included in the 600. Yeah. There is a requirement for a SIM card to be placed in the guard device. We do provide the SIM card if you want it. Alternatively, any of our customers, they can put in their own SIM card. So it's a requirement of the system, but you can use your own SIM card for that matter. Yeah. So there's no charge there, so to speak. Yeah. The first question is about breakdowns and system going kaput lah. Choi, so far so good. The platform is relatively stable. When we first started, the God honest truth is, yes, there were issues, there were bugs. And if you tell me now, is your system bug free? It is nowhere near bug free lah. Okay, there's always something or other somewhere in there lah. If anyone tells you that their system is bug free, they're either a good liar or the system is very, 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 very simple, like a calculator lah. Or a abacus.
Yeah, I don't think there are any systems that are entirely bug free. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, there's no way a system is bug free. Okay, we we have a good tech team and they are fantastic bug catchers. We aim to basically rectify any issue as soon as possible. The consolation prize that I can offer is that we have one set of codes. If it's a bug, that it will exist for everybody, irregardless, of race, religion, sex, neighborhood, whether you've got money, no money, high end or low end. We only have one system. Yeah, it's one database, one kind of app, right? So if the bug exists, it exists for everyone. And so that only spurs us to make sure we catch the bug as fast as possible. Yeah. We are also reliant.
Ignatius, we have a couple of questions here. Actually, it's all related to bugs, but actually it's both on YouTube by Bernard and also by Kevin here.
Yep.
How the question is the question around is how secure are your details that are stored on the app? Could there be any form of hacking or data misuse? How do you guys prevent it? I'm sure you get this asked quite a fair bit, right?
Yes, of course. This is a very common question, and it rightfully is so. Yeah. So firstly, I'll address it this way. There are two legal documents within our business, okay, roughly. One is what we call the agreement between the committee or the contracting party, the neighborhood, the building owner, the management office, and the company, Red Ideas. And that basically very clearly states that all data passed through, used, collected in connection with the use of the platform is deemed as what we call community data. And all these community data belongs to the community. It does not even belong to the building management company. It does not belong to the management office. It does not belong to the committee of that year. It belongs to the group of owners, that form the community. Yeah, they are represented by the management office. They are represented by the committee of that particular year. Yeah. What data is owned by Red Ideas? Yeah, there are data that is owned by Red Ideas, and those data are data that cannot be that cannot identify a particular neighborhood, a particular user, a particular person. Okay. For example, data that is owned by Red Ideas is data like Tuesday is a very dangerous day because the most amount of people that press emergency button appears on a Tuesday in Selangor. Okay, that data is owned by us. Okay, they cannot be decompiled to identify a particular neighborhood nor a particular person. Okay. But everything else, all those other data, like for example, your phone number, your email, your name, they are completely all owned by yourselves as well as the community.
So for instance, if I call for a plumber service, right? So that data, is it owned by the community or is owned by Red Idea?
Okay, so for 𝐏𝐨𝐻𝐼𝐴 part of the business, let's say the aggregation of service providers, when you ask a plumber, there are two buttons. For example, there are two buttons on let's say the plumber's page. Yeah, one is call me. You're requesting the plumber to call you. When you click on that button, there is a pop-up that appears that says that we are going to pass your phone number to the plumber. If you do not agree, please press cancel. If you want the plumber, still want the plumber, please press OK. It is unreasonable to say that please call me, but you don't give them any details to call on. Yeah. So we have check and balances there, number one. Number two, for every other, for example, how many times you use the plumber, yeah, or that particular plumber, that information in a non-identifiable basis is owned by Red Ideas. So, for example, Selangor has more plumbing issues than Wilayah. That is owned by us.
I just make a statement, so I'm so tempted to say this. It's like a quote, like a warning to technically, right?
Yep.
Whoever visited you in your house, that data is all collected by Red Idea. So be very careful of who you ask to go to your house.
Correct. I mean, it's true, but I mean, on the flip side, it is that data is owned by the committee. That data is managed by the community, and that data is managed by the community and the building management team. It is no different than, you register, I go into your house, Peter, and I'm writing on a buku ledger. That buku ledger is owned by the management office. The data in there belongs to the community, but it's owned by the management office, and they have the right to view it. Yeah. So if you say whether there is a potential for a system, I remember just now there was the question, how secure are you? I think no system in this God's green earth can say that we are 100% hack free lah. Even NASA can be hacked lah. FBI can be hacked lah. It is. No one can say that they are hack free lah. Yeah. The good thing about our database, the information, it is stored on AWS lah, Amazon Web Services lah. Okay, so naturally, if you can hack Amazon, please don't report yourself to the police. Come and work for us. Come and work with us, because even my tech team cannot hack Amazon. My invitation to you lah. That is one private security lah. The other security is that both our apps, whether it's on App Store or for Android and for iOS, they are both on App Store and Play Store. We are not asking anyone to please do not download an app. If you see it's called Jaga App and it's an APK. Yeah, APK is basically a file, yeah, that somebody emails you and say this is Jaga App. Please do not download that. We are available on App Store and Play Store. Okay, it is a security to the resident or the user that we are on App Store and Play Store, simply because App Store, which is basically Apple, and Play Store, Google, they will vet us and they will check our codes before they list us on App Store and Play Store. Okay, we are not simply allowed to put any sort of codes. We have to follow a guideline. All right, our privacy policies must be there, and everything else must be there. Okay, so if you find somebody tells you, here's an APK, please download Jaga App, that is not Jaga App. Okay, please do not download that. And
sorry, I got a very good question from 𝘐𝐞𝐜𝐻 in Facebook. Would you be able to push some services to the subscribers? For example, can you send reminders to other subscribers, reminding them about maintenance of water pipe? Yeah.
Well, we are able, okay, there are two parties that are able to push notices to the resident. The first party is, of course, the management office. So if the lift is spoiled, if the water pipe is burst, if, there are people throwing cigarette butts out of the window onto other people's balconies and all that, management office is able to send notices to one house, block B only, or the whole village, the whole kampong lah. Yeah, that's the management's prerogative using our notice board function. Jaga App, we are also able to send notices to our users. But we do not sell, send, messages like ikan kembung 5 ringgit per kilo, please quickly go and buy from Pak Khatijah's shop, We do not sell that, we do not send those kind of messages. We mainly send messages, for example, public information, user, how to use messages, etc., that kind of messages. Or we may even help your management office send messages not during working hours when your property manager needs some help. Yeah, so we send messages as well, but not advertisements, so to speak. Yeah. By the way, our 𝐻𝐸𝐻𝐸𝐿𝐴, sorry, Peter. By the way, our 𝐻𝐸𝐻𝐸𝐿𝐴 is not an advertisement; it's a listing. If you don't want to use it, by all means, don't use it. It's just there, sitting there. Yeah. Can we do it in? Well, we are not. Currently we do not do it, and we are not going to do it. We're not going to send 𝘐𝐸𝐿𝐴 Kampong's, 5 ringgit per kilo and disturb all my residents. No, I'm not going to do that. Okay. We have in plans, okay, for example, to allow a favorite or a like button for our vendors. So let's say, for example, I have a cat at home. Okay, I have a little baby kitten at home, and I want to know when there is a promotion for cat food or the litter or that medium that they use for the litter box. Yeah, yeah, that one. Sorry, it's my first cat for a long time, so I don't even know what it's called. Yeah. So I want to know if there's a promotion on those items. I am able to like or favorite a supplier of cat food, cat products, and then that is when I get a push notification when they have a promotion. So yes, it is not available currently on our platform, but we are going to add a like or favorite button for our vendors, and that will be on the next Jaga app.
Cool. Do you have any other questions, Peter? Or you're good?
I thought you have. Okay.
Actually, there's no more left on YouTube. Oh, actually, there's one.
Yeah. It's from Amy Chung, right? Can Guardhouse CCTV be uploaded to your app?
No. Currently, we do not allow the Guardhouse CC, or we do not plug in the feed for the Guardhouse CCTV to be displayed on app. Firstly, of course, is a couple of reasons. I'll go to the main reason, which is a dollar cost reason. If we start to stream Guardhouse feed directly into a 600 community or 1,000 unit community, it cannot be charged at 600 ringgit a month. There's no way to do it at that kind of price. Number one. Number two, of course, it is about security. A lot of our customers, when we ask, and this is a question that we have been asked before, or we asked our customers before, because whenever we want to develop or roll out a new function, we will normally get a market feedback of what they want, or whether they want it, or whether they think it's a good idea. And a lot of the committees and building management office do not like that idea for whatever reason. It's actually none of them like that idea. So no, we didn't do that.
It's not for Agnes Wong. From all the data you collected, what kind of analytics that could help you grow your business?
Oh yeah, there's actually a lot of data that can help us grow. User behavior data helps us grow. Whether users like the right-hand side of the phone, the top quadrant of the phone, or the bottom quadrant of the phone, how they move around our app, how long they stay in particular features, which buttons do they click more often, even if it's a similar kind of function button, which one do they like more often. These are actually all data belonging to Red Ideas, and we use these data to improve the usability, the UX, the UI, the design of the app, so that people, they like to use our app, and of course, then that indirectly will help our business grow. Those are examples of data that really help us grow, and yeah.
This is a question from my side. You mentioned about your bug catchers in your office, right? Or your tech guys, right? Of your 40 over staff, how many of them are actually the techie guys?
We have about 7 of them. 8.
I see.
Now. Yeah.
Okay. I see. So that means your business, to that extent, these are actually the focus of your hiring. Would that be right? To actually keep on expanding
our main cost, I think I can tell you that basically that the main cost in the company is human capital cost. And if any of my guys are listening to this online, if you are willing to give up half of your salary, please call me directly after this webinar. If any of my team are listening to this right now and they would like to donate half of their salary to help our company grow and break even faster, by all means, please give me, Ignatius, your lovely colleague, a call after this.
Yeah.
I don't think that will work, right?
Yeah. we had a previous episode last night that talked about layoffs and pay cuts.
Yes, I saw.
we had that.
No,
it's a very real topic. That's
yeah. I mean, the good thing is that our team is number one, a good team, and we are actually working at optimum now. We still need a few more people to join us for a few more functions and roles within the company. But going back to the question of profitability, it is a moving goalpost. But I think the goalpost has kind of stopped for a little while until the next move, because it is a necessity to grow. That we grow our staff to grow this business. Coders we cannot kind of say, because the product is techie in nature, right? We cannot say, I don't want to hire coders, an example.
Sure.
Okay. One last question from my side. I'm not sure about Alvin's side. Before I pass on to Alvin, where do you see ideas 5 years down the road?
Where do I see Red Ideas 5 years down the road? I mean, we would definitely be profitable. We would definitely be making good money. But 5 years down the road, we have a pipeline to introduce more functions and features as well as products. We want to mature those products that we already have a little bit more. Naturally, with 7 or 8 tech guys, there's only so much that the production line can churn out. Yeah. As well as this year itself, we have already embarked to move into the Indonesian territory. So that's Semarang and Jakarta currently. We are looking at Singapore. We are actually talking to some people in Singapore currently. We hope that, if this COVID is solved quickly, we can keep talking to them a bit more. But we are at the final stages of doing something in Singapore, working with some people in Singapore. And actually, 5 years' time, we hope to be in the whole of Southeast Asia.
But do you foresee yourself to be what? When you evolve, say 5 years down the road, right? Would like Great Ideas still be looking at very, like, you are more of a security guard company? No, I say on lack of a better word. Or will you actually evolve more towards an app company where it's a platform service provider company?
Well, actually, it's both, 2 prongs. Yeah. So the platform exists on the 𝐻𝐸𝐻𝑗aga side of the business. Now, since we already have those neighborhoods, since we already are growing those user base, yeah, and everybody is consuming something, and every one of those consumers are living in a home. So the more that people that we sign up, the more the market is proliferated with our product, and we have those products, we will indirectly also be growing the other side of the business, which is the 𝐻𝐸𝐻𝑗aga part of the business, the aggregation of services and products direct into the home. So it is actually both 2 prongs. One is providing a system, the other, SAP, SaaS, SaaS, yeah. And the other side is providing a marketplace, a product, aggregation of service providers, and that whole platform to serve the customers that we have.
So sorry, one last question. Sorry, what can keep you awake at night? Sorry.
What? Besides this one, sorry, Olivia. Very. Hold on. Very on time. I didn't plan that. Okay. But besides that one, what keeps me awake at night? Both David and myself, and maybe a little bit about us, and I know David is not here to defend himself, so I'm just going to leave it at that. But both David and myself, we love to work. We enjoy work, and I'm happy to say that the bulk of the team in Red Ideas, we love to work. We enjoy the rush and the dynamic environment. And that keeps us motivated, and the team self-motivates. I use this analogy, which the good thing is we are practicing now, luckily. It is the responsibility of everyone to make sure that everybody else knows you are working. And that is the concept that we have in the organization. Every one of my colleagues, every one of the people in my team, they feel it's their responsibility to let everybody else know that they are working very, very hard and they are doing everything and they are very fast, and that actually pushes the whole team forward. So it doesn't have to be a boss tell you down, and pull you. Everyone is pushing each other. And I think that culture or that vibrancy in the company is definitely rubs on everyone, not just myself, not just David, but the whole team. And that keeps us awake, that keeps us motivated and driven. And we have seen the growth in the company.
Over to you, Alvin.
No, I'm good. This is very interesting. I remember because we were going to get listed on the lead market as well, and we, when the moment they announced it, I mean, you guys were number 2, right? And I always will remember you guys, because I think very few companies or very few startup companies actually, with negative profits were actually listed on Bursa Malaysia before. I think you guys were the 2nd or the 3rd one in the whole history, right? Yeah, and I think a lot of investors had to rewire themselves that instead of thinking about profit, it's about developing that pipeline for future profits, right? And I look at it, it's Xero, the accounting software. I think it took them 10 years to break even, right? That was it. But they are so entrenched in the system. It's a very intangible asset that they have, and I think this is what you guys are building.
Yeah, absolutely correct. I mean, and the lead bot is built for companies like ours. It is supposed to be. It helps people understand that there is a different part of commerce that where you invest in growth, where you invest in entrepreneurial spirit, where you invest in potential. Yeah.
So good luck to you. I do all the best to Red Ideas. I think you guys have a very solid plan and product as well.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Yeah, I think for everyone who's still tuning in, thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you guys found the session by Ignatius useful. It was certainly an eye-opening for me, and it's also a very easy business to understand. I think we talk a lot about businesses that are a lot more difficult to understand. I think theirs is a lot easier to understand. So you have to look at how many communities they can get, and your average selling price, and of course the auxiliary numbers. And you guys are getting more and more entrenched in the ecosystem that you guys are building, right? So thank you very much for spending the evening with us. All of you, thank you very much. Tomorrow we will be back tomorrow night with our Ask Us Anything with myself, Peter, Benny, and also Ricky as well. So you can ask us anything. We also have a very interesting announcement tomorrow. Stay tuned. For those Genius subscribers, we do have an interesting announcement. We will keep you guys posted. Yeah. So we'll be back at 8 o'clock tomorrow, 8 p.m. Ignatius, if you're free, do tune in as well.
Will do. Definitely.
Right. Okay. Otherwise, for the rest of us, thank you very much for being there. Thank you. Good night, guys. Good night. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye. Let me